So they decided that they would let Western Electric go in and draw up the plans for the total communication system for Nigeria, and they did. That the engineering was done. Well, then after the engineering was done, they put it out on the world market for sale. We want this and that and everything, and let different countries bid on their facility, and England won the bid for the microwave electronics. The Italians won the bid for the buildings and the towers, and the Canadians won the bid for little city switching offices and the cable stuff that went with it. And so they hired us then to come over. They said, we don't know anything about this. All we know is walkie-talkie. What are you guys talking about? We have no idea what to expect or anything. So they hired Western Electric to come back, and that's where I came in as an engineer to run all over Nigeria, make sure the Canadians doing their part, the Italians doing their part, and the English doing their part, and then report back to New York. It was fun, quite a job. But I was in Nigeria now, and they paid my wages. They gave me a car with a driver, and so I was up to date. I was running all over Nigeria like King Tut. I really felt good. As being paid and no problems, and so that was the beginning of my experience like that. But before I went, the Lord asked me one time. He said, "Now I need that little bottom plate." Thank you. How are we doing on time? Okay. One morning, as I was praying, this is after I'd been pushed into the sand, didn't understand why. He wasn't angry at me, I found out. But anyway, I was asking him about faith, because over there I'm going to have faith. It's not like running around in here. Over there they got scorpions and all kinds of stuff in the jungle area, and all kinds of animals and everything. I don't know. I'm not a jungle man. I just don't know. So God couldn't have picked anybody more green than me. Anyway, it was fun. But in the process, I was asking the Lord, what is faith? How do you describe faith? And he showed me a platform one morning, a little platform, standing out here to my right and about 14 feet above me, just about that high. And he said, when I call you to a new job with me, your faith is going to have to be increased from the level that you're at. So when you accept my responsibility, you accept my offer, or I'm not going to give you an offer. I'll just show you the plate first. Are you willing? Willing? There's nothing on it. There's nothing there. But if God has got a job for you to do, and the plate shows up, you volunteer immediately. Because he says, if you don't, I'll have to take it to someone else. Can you imagine the heartbreak? You turn God down, and an opportunity to see him work in your life and in the lives of others with a different level of faith than you've ever walked in before, because you're still down here. Mm-hmm. So you say yes, whatever it takes, and away you go. And so I went to Nigeria. Several years later, without any knowledge to me, this plate showed up again. I didn't know what it was for or anything, but I volunteered. Yes! Now I'm at the first level. Now I get to go up to the next level. Now I'm 28 feet in the air, higher than I was before. And then this particular level took me to Albania. I thought because of my Nigerian experience that I would be able to go to Albania, but it didn't work that way. Everything happened right here in America, And as an intercessor, by the way, this is the sign of an intercessor. He's calling you to intercede, not just be a normal Christian, a regular Christian. He's calling you to something higher, something special for you to do. So as you intercede for Nigeria, like I couldn't pray for him anymore, that's intercession, big time. Shortly after this panel showed up again, I call it a platform. I really don't know what to call it. Maybe the Bible has a name for it. Maybe some of you folks out there, you might come up with an idea. You can call it what you want. Then we'll rename it.
The platform sounds good.
Yeah, but anyway, it showed up again, and I said, yes, I'll take this. Well, shortly after accepting this new level, on TV, Brother Andrew, some of you may know him as God's Smuggler, had an article on TV, and they'd been over in Europe, over at Albania, and Albania had elected appointed a communist leader, an ex-school teacher called Enver Hoxha, and he was very ruthless, very, very ruthless, more than anybody that they'd ever had before. And so on the TV, Brother Andrew was saying that this Mr. Hoxha had made the comment that there are no more Christians in Albania, none, that they had killed them all off. And now in Albania they have the terrain is flat, and then it gets close to the Adriatic Sea, it has a drop off like the White Cliffs of Dover, and goes down to the sea, quite steep. And what they would do, they put the Christians in the wooden barrels or metal barrels, whatever, and roll them down over these banks, and they'd kill them. They unload them and bury them down at the seashore when they were done. Just ruthless. But when he made that statement, there are no more Christians in Albania, it was like a fish hook came out of that TV and locked into my heart. I was attached to that problem immediately. Intercession for Albania. Before that, I didn't even pay attention where it was. So I had to look in the map, find out where it was. I got a world almanac, so I find out about the country and the people and the religion and everything, what kind of people they are and all that stuff. And then I wrote the leader, Enver Hoxha, a letter. And I told it, Enver Hoxha, now this happened to me in about September of 1983, almost 10 years after my Nigerian experience. I wrote and told him, I said, sir, I understand that your nation is closed to Christianity, and even though you're a communist leader, I would recommend that Christmas time is coming, that you open your nation to the gospel. It would be a wonderful, wonderful time, and I think God will honor you for it if you did, especially at this time. And then I told him that, however, if you do not, I want you to understand that you will not be in power much longer at all. And the leader that comes up after you will open your nation to the gospel. And send it off. So then my prayer for Albania began. And one of the thoughts was, Father, all throughout the Bible, even when you moved the children of Israel someplace, so they were overcome, you still had a remnant. You'd take a remnant of people and put them off someplace and kind of hide them, like I did in the corner. Hide them out there, and so the devil can't find them, and the rulers coming in to destroy them cannot find them either. They're safe. And I said, Father, there must be a remnant, because this is the way you do things. I'm just taking you at your word and understanding that you do save remnants. You don't let them be totally annihilated. Never. You never have. So then I began to ask the Father, where are they? where are the Albanian Christians in Albania? No one seemed to know. I called Brother Andrew over at that time in Holland, and they said, we have sent people in to find them, and they said we've traveled all over Albania, could not see a sign of a cross or anything. Well, what happened? The publishing company, sorry. Forgive me. We get to edit this out. Sorry. But where are the Albanians? And they said that we've traveled all over Albania. Well, I started to say, in Albania, when this man came into power in Verhatza, he set up a law of capital punishment for anybody that had any literature about God, a Bible, the Quran, anything. They're not going to be talking about God at all in Albania. It was a capital offense if they caught it in your house. If anybody heard you talking about it, they can shoot you and kill you right on the spot. There'll be no questions ever asked. So the publishing company over in Stuttgart, Germany, they thought, well, we're by sending literature into Albania to the people that's on their mailing list, we're killing them. The mailing comes in and they shoot them. So they quit printing anything in Albania. Nothing, absolutely nothing went into Albania for years and years and years. But I still knew that there was a remnant that God's way. So one morning, as I was praying, and now I'm sincere, I was as sincere for pursuing these remnants of God's kids, these Christians in Albania, as I was for the Nigeria. And instead of being pressed into the sand, I'm just determined, just agonizing over this fact. They are there. Where are they? They're hurting. I know. They've got to have help. They've just got to have help. And if I'm the only man on the face of the earth, I'm willing to go there too. Well, he didn't let me go there either. But the next morning, while I was in prayer, I had a vision. I like visions. Jesus talked to his disciples in pictures, you know? And he talks to me in pictures too, in visions. I love them. I just love them. Helps me to understand more. But anyway, he gave me a vision. And I was out in the meadow, looking outward toward the distant, I think it probably north. It seemed like I was south looking north. And it went out quite a ways, maybe a quarter of a mile. Nice, smooth grass, like somebody already mowed it. God has good pictures. He doesn't have high weeds and stuff in his pictures. It's always nice. But anyway, in the distance, they had an old barn, some of you may know about, a hip roof barn. They used to raise horses, big hip roof barn, you know, up the top they put the hay and all that stuff. Well, in the distance and on the left side of this picture, I could see this barn, and it was facing the right, which would be to the east. And as I was watching, I just see part of the barn, not maybe half the barn. And I still didn't know what this is all about. You never do to start with. But the Holy Spirit was having me focus on the intersection between the horizon of the grass and the vertical part of that barn. Just look at that corner. Well, from half a mile away, you can't see much as far as focus is concerned. But I kind of zeroed in on that in the spirit. Pretty soon, right in the corner, I seen something gray, kind of little movement, like I might be a mouse or something, you know, from that far away. And boy, we got some action now. So I really got my attention. Watch. This little gray thing began to move out away from the barn and over to the right, real slow. And I couldn't make